Hello, everyone. Welcome to Across the Bifrost, the Mighty Thor podcast, where on each and every episode we explore the world of Marvel's Mighty Thor. I am your host, Ryan Doze, joined today by the Warriors 3. The full assembly, the full power of the Warriors 3 is here to talk about Immortal Thor #1. Faz is here. Faz, are you ready for Immortal Thor?
Man, I have been salivating to talk about this since it came out last week. This is so exciting.
Will Rose, are you ready to review Immortal Thor?
Yeah, for the last few weeks, I've been feeling very mortal. And then all of a sudden I read this book and now I feel immortal. So that's my feelings right now.
And you know what, guys? This is like the issue we've been waiting to talk about for so many months. The previous run ended and we were like, okay, we know what's coming next, and it dropped. Our whole like comic book brain just kind of like exploded because it was so cool. So we figured we needed an equally cool guest to talk about this episode with. And like, who else were we going to talk about this issue with? Martin Coccolo is back to talk about Immortal Thor #1. Martin, welcome back, man.
Hey guys, it's my pleasure to be here again. It's been a while, so yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Like, dude, we were just talking about this before we pressed record for the public listeners. So maybe if you're a Patreon member, you've already heard this part. But like, we found out you were doing this because of a leak on the internet, and it was like, oh my gosh, Al Ewing, Alex Ross, that like this Marvel Stormbreaker guy is going to be doing the pencils. Like, can you just quick like take us back to that day when like everything leaked? Like, what were you doing? How did you respond to all that? I mean, it's a lot of attention on you, and no one had read anything yet.
Yeah,
Because you wake up to your phone just blowed up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I didn't really wake up to it because I usually I am a couple of hours ahead of you guys,
Right.
of the States, for example, of North America. And I usually wake up like super early in the morning, so I was just working, and all of the sudden, notifications started to pop and pop and pop and pop and I was like, what's going on? What happened? I had no idea. Like it was just a regular day. So yeah, it just the news broke out and it was great. It was awesome. I was like, finally I can talk about this. I've been dying to do this for however many months. So yeah, it was fantastic.
And you were telling us that like this first issue, like it took you multiple months just to work on this issue that we're going to talk about. So like, can you maybe like take listeners like maybe a little bit behind the scenes, like how long this took, and maybe like how long it just took to bring this initial issue together was?
At first, the issue was going to be usually Marvel, for the first issues they usually go for 30 pages, as opposed to regular 20 page issues. But I was, I don't know, like I was close to being done with 30. I don't remember exactly, and they decided to go for another 10, and I was like, great, this is awesome, because the extension, I think it was fantastic. I think the whole it has like a huge room to breathe and expand the story,
Right.
and you don't have to rush through things. And Al is actually, he doesn't waste any time, in my opinion. He just goes like he's setting so many things up as he goes, and he doesn't waste one single panel. So yeah, they decided to go for 40, and I was like, yeah, great. So we just kept going. Yeah, and it took like 2 or 3 months. I don't remember exactly. And then the rest of the issues just go back to a regular schedule, and just
21, 22 pages, kind of
yeah,
something
exactly.
like that.
Yeah, I mean, 20 pages from me. The issues usually
Yeah.
have more, because I don't know, there are things added in the process. But
Letters, pages,
from me,
credits.
yeah, from me, it's 20 drawn pages from me. Yeah.
Okay. So one quick thing, I just want to ask a nerdy question before we get to this, and then like Will and Faz, like anything, if there's anything before we actually jump into the issue, like jump on in, guys. There was in the annual, in the Colin Kelly, Jackson Lansing, batshit insane MODOK story, which was incredible. I absolutely loved that part of the annual. There is kind of a preview where we see Thor shift into his old costume. So I guess two questions. Where did the preview kind of little side story fall in your creative thing? And what was it like to get to put Thor back in his classic suit for this run? Because that's been like kind of a thing of, not, I don't want to say contention, but discussion amongst like the fans online. It's like, I liked the old,
and it's fair.
Yeah,
it's fair. The design was done by Alex Ross, actually.
Okay.
He designed the new look of Thor. I mean the old new look. He designed Toranos. He designed Odgar Loki. So I didn't do that actually, but
okay,
it was fantastic for me to actually go back. Even though I've never been a fan, as I have told you many times before. It's not like I didn't want to. I mean, I would have been like a huge Marvel fan had I had the chance, but I didn't when I was a kid. So I'm trying to go back and know as I get older. I'm trying to go back and learn a little, but it doesn't have that connection to me. I would love to have that connection and things that would take me like when I was like 10 years old or 10 years old or whatever. I don't have that, but I am enjoying the energy and the atmosphere that Al creates, and he's contagious in what he likes, and he is actually going back to the things he loves about the character, and it is extremely contagious and fun to keep shape to the things he wants and the things he likes about the project and what he wants to bring to the table. And when I completed the first issue, and then I was asked to do the 10 preview pages.
Okay.
That was it. Basically.
So you were already in that mode.
Yeah,
okay.
Totally. I mean, at first, I mean, the excitement when I started, I remember now. I remember I started like in February, actually.
Oh my gosh.
End of January, and been the first days of February. Then I started, and I started to see like all the designs from Alex Ross in one part, and my mind was like blown. One of the biggest inspirations for me, as a comic artist, was Alex Ross and Olivier Coipel and many others. So in one of the images that they sent me that Alex did himself, he actually redrew. He traced one of my Thor faces from Banner of War. So
Fantastic.
he traced that face, and he used it as an example for one of the new redesigns. So when I saw that, it was like I just freak out. It was like a freak out moment for me. Like I don't know, man. It's so hard to explain what it goes through your head and through your mind and through your heart when you see something like that, it's like, and whenever I see the credits and I see Al Ewing, Martin Coccolo, and Alex Ross, and it's always those three names. That's insane for me. That's I have I have to pinch. I have to constantly like pinch myself and remind being to be reminded that this is real. This is happening, and yeah, it's fantastic.
This isn't some dream scenario that you're
yeah.
like you're reliving every day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that it's not a dream because it's a lot of hard work. So it's not that easy. It's not that,
Right.
When you're working like I don't know, an insane amount of hours every day and working really really hard, you are reminded that this is this is I don't know, this is an amazing happening, but a real and it's a job at the end of the day, but it's an amazing job. I'm extremely privileged to have that job. So yeah,
I mean, yeah, and I like when we dig into the issue, I'm sure we're going to get into like things that we loved in Al Ewing's writing. Obviously, the cover is the first thing we're going to talk about, the standard cover for this one. But like Faz, Will, anything you guys wanted to just like hit on before we actually dig into the issue proper? Faz?
One quick thing for me, and this is again a huge compliment to you, Martin. When I heard that we were going back to the original costume, I was a little disappointed because I thought I really liked kind of where he'd been in the last 20 years, like with the JMS look and the in Jason Aaron and in Donnie, and I really liked those outfits. And then we started getting preview art to see the classic Thor drawn by you, and I wasn't fucking worried anymore. And I was like, oh my God, how did he take this 1960s era Thor look and make him look this goddamn good? Like again, I love I love the Alex Ross covers that we've gotten. I know we've got I think 4 that have been released so far to know what they're going to look like, but like this cover, and listeners, you'll be able to know it as the foil variant Martin Coccolo cover, is the coolest Thor comic cover I have ever seen in my life. And the second that I saw that one released, I said, "We're good. Classic suit.
We're good.
He's gonna look good." This is insane.
That was a huge surprise for when they said like, hey, would you want to do a variant foil cover for the first issue? It was like, yeah,
yes I do.
Yeah, of course I want to do that. Yeah, so yeah. That's actually my first foil cover, and I couldn't be happier to start this way, like doing
it's perfect, man.
Cover, so.
It's the perfect cover.
Will, you got one?
Yeah, and it will be no surprise to our listeners that one of the things that I really enjoyed just from the get-go is that this is not only a new #1 reboot, but underneath it says legacy number
Son of
762. So for the my co-hosts are rolling their eyes, but let's just say this isn't like a side story. This isn't just like a crossover event or an extra side thing. This happens in the legacy numbers of the entire run of Thor. So we've gone back and we're looking at Walt Simonson's run. Ryan and I just talked about Thor Frog and from 365, so like here we are, 762, like 400 issues later, here is our friend Martin like drawing Thor, a part of the long-term legacy that is going to be Thor. So years down the road, another 400 issues, when our grandchildren are doing podcasts about Thor, they can go, we're going to do that classic run.
It'll still be us.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to hand this podcast down in my will. And so, that'll work.
Yeah. So that's what I love, that it's in the main line. It's not like, oh, we're rebooting and just going to do something totally different. Yeah, it's a new adjective in front of Thor's name, but it's within the long-term run of the superhero. It's been around a long time and will continue to be around a long time. So I'm glad, I'm very happy and proud that Martin gets to be a part of the legacy of all the artists who've gone before him and those who will come after. So really excited about that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's an honor. It's an honor. It's incredibly exciting. And I'm doing my best to honor that power that has been bestowed on me. So yeah.
Did Walt Simonson come to your house and like, hey kiddo, go out there and like
Yeah,
I think he is the oldest living Thor creator. Maybe Sal Buscema's still putzing around somewhere, but a question to piggyback off of Will's question. Which Will, I know we give you a lot of grief about legacy numbers, but that is a really important note, I think, here, because the immortal title, I think, is become synonymous with Al Ewing. Obviously, his Immortal Hulk is incredible. And a few months back, I believe, Martin was on Marvel's pull list. One of the last episodes of Marvel's pull list. Which, RIP Marvel's pull list. But Jasmine and Ryan were talking to about Immortal Hulk. And so it was fun to listen to you talk about the other immortal title, because Al Ewing's Immortal Hulk is, if you go back in the last 10-15 years and you say like, oh well, what's a Marvel comic you need to pick up, Immortal Hulk's probably going to at least get mentioned. And it's probably going to be one of the top recommended things you give someone that's a newer reader that maybe doesn't want to start all the way back when. So I love that the immortal thing is staying true to who Al is, but also, like Will said, it's staying within the continuity that we're expanding, we're growing from that new foundation. Well, I wanted to ask one question about the variant cover, Martin. What is different about doing a foil cover as opposed to doing just a regular cover that won't have a stylized element to it? How do you do that part of it?
You have to keep in mind that, for example, in this case, they actually suggested what they wanted. They wanted Thor on a powerful position. With a huge lightning bolt behind him. So because they expected the lightning bolt to be the central piece. You can have you have to gotta have contrasting elements that are easily identifiable, and you gotta have like contrast. You can't do like a full color background, because it misses the point of the foil. So you have to have like one element that is like white and striking, and a dark background for the element to shine through and to pop. So so it was Thor in the middle, and then the bright element behind him, and then dark background, basically.
So when you submit this to the editors or whoever you hand it off to, are the parts that are foil on the cover, are those just white in your artwork?
Just white.
Okay.
Like the image, I posted. It's just white.
Okay.
And
so they go in and post, and they take out the white and replace it with the foil. You don't have to.
I don't know. I don't know exactly the process behind it.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know how it works, but I imagine that there are like the different layers, and they add a shiny layer. I don't know exactly how that works on the press.
Well, maybe we can find like a PBS special where it's like how to make a foil, a foil variant cover.
I'm sure.
Mr. Rogers did that episode, didn't he? I feel like that had to happen. So let's dig into the issue. We'll start by just running down our cast of creators here, and then we'll talk about the Alex Ross cover, which of course is beautiful. And now that we know that Alex was really the design mind behind the characters that Martin gets to bring to life, that'll I think add a really cool layer to our conversation. So
and Alex, just as Al, like they both wanted to go back. So that's why Alex comes in like perfectly. Like he's a perfect fit for this, because he's all about classic stuff.
Yes.
He's all about classic costumes and classic, I don't know, even faces, even anatomies. He's like all about classic stuff. So he was a perfect match for this. And he was already the cover artist on Immortal Hulk.
True. Yes.
I believe he did all the covers for Immortal
I think
Hulk.
you're right. Yeah.
So he was just right for this too. So and they decided to. I mean, I don't know about that because when I arrived to the project, I don't know what was discussed previously, but they decided to give him some key elements to design. And so yeah, when I arrived to the project, there was the first script and pages of designs from Alex Ross. So I took that and
here's your homework.
Yeah.
Just bone up on this stuff. But like Martin just said, writer Al Ewing. I mean, hey, if you want to look up, you could probably look up a list, like top 10 comics writers of the last few decades. Al Ewing's probably on that list. He's written so many things that literally, as I'm about to think of like other things he's written outside of Immortal Hulk, I know he's done so many things. Like there's so many characters he's brought to life, so many things he's refreshed and put his Ewing spin on it. And believe me, we're about to dig into, there is a Ewing spin on things. Definitely some themes he loves to hit on over and over again. So Al Ewing is our writer. A guy named Martin Coccolo is our artist.
some loser, some
guy,
some legend,
some drunk guy that they pick from the streets, and I don't know.
They were like, "Do you want to draw authority?" He's like, "I guess."
You know how to hold a pencil, and it was like, yeah.
Color artist is Eisner Award winner Matthew Wilson.
Amazing.
Great to see Matthew Wilson still on this book. And he I will also say Matthew Wilson, elusive potential guest on Across the Bifrost. He is on the list. And then our friend Joe Sabino, who you've worked with multiple times now. Also, we're recording this on September 1st. So today is National Letterer Appreciation Day. So if you didn't even know that was a thing. But a few of the letterers that I follow were sharing that. And so everybody, just send Joe Sabino a thank you for all the Thor comics he has lettered through the years. It is truly an astounding amount of comics he has lettered. Of course, Alex Ross covers. And one little note I want to just put in here. Will Moss is still the editor on this book. Will Moss, along with Matthew Wilson, along with Joe Sabino, like they are putting together a run where they have, they're not the ones, handing in the scripts. They're not the ones handing in that finished artwork like Martin is. But those three guys have been on this Thor book for so long, and they have consistently put in great projects, great issues that you've enjoyed, and you may not even know that those three guys are doing these Thor books. So shout out to those guys who maybe don't sometimes get the props that they deserve, but who they're all part of the process. They're all part of the process. So
it's a lot of work from the editors, and it's something that people usually like don't know about it if you're not like into the business. But they keep every time. Well, he's fantastic because he's never he's not nitpicky, he's not bothersome. But he's always he has an eagle eye to see I don't know if this works, maybe we should try this way, and it always works better that way. So that's he's I don't know, that little voice of reason and style that sometimes you get lost. It's really easy when you work every day on something. It's really easy to get lost in I don't know, in things, in trends that your own mind creates. So it's cool to have like an outside voice to keep you on track, because you can easily go off the path. So yeah, that's the work of a good editor.
So speaking of creators, and I'm glad I think editors, maybe we don't understand their job. It's like, as fans, we're probably like, we think we can do a writer's job. We think we, if we're bold enough, we think, oh, I could do an artist job. So I don't think many of us have it in us to be like, oh, I could put all these pieces together, because like you're essentially putting together a creative jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah,
and you're
it's like um the conductor of an orchestra. It's like
yes.
everybody's playing, and you I mean, from the unlearned eye, you see one guy that looks ridiculous, just moving flailing his arms around, and it seems that he's not doing anything. It's the rest of the band who's playing, but a good conductor, it's keeping exactly that. The whole thing, the whole show has to keep moving and moving at a certain pace and a certain rhythm and cadence, and he has to be aware of notes that are not working. So all of that, it's being done by a guy that you don't think too much when you see them on stage. So
Yeah.
that's basically what the editor is doing. And not only that, because as an editor you have to keep continuity and keep you have to keep so many facts and details in your mind, because every day an artist can just go and do something that might look good, but that might that might create a conflict with another story or whatever, and you have to keep all that in mind while you are an editor. So that's it, it's a lot of work, actually. It can be like a huge, it can be a burden. So yeah, you have to have a lot of, I believe, a lot of discipline to be a good editor. So
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think it comes through in Will's work on this book for so long. Being the guy that's kind of steering the ship.
yeah yeah
One creator I want to talk about, because we're all fanboys of different creators. Will and I have a Daniel Warren Johnson thing. We're waiting for Transformers #1 to come out like crazy. Faz has his creators. Really, it's anyone doing Alligator Loki. But listeners, Martin has a creator he fanboys over too. So Martin, when I just the Olivier Coipel part, because you mentioned him, and I wasn't gonna let that one fall through the crack.
Sleep.
The day that this issue came out, he was all over the stuff. What was that like for one of your creative heroes to acknowledge your
mean,
and
so every it works in so many so many ways at once. It's amazing to receive like love and support from. I mean, every time someone writes to you, writes something nice about you, and they compliment you on your work, and they say that they loved what you did, and they had a great time. It's fantastic. It's amazing. It's not like it truly is. I hope I don't get like I hope I don't normalize it too much over the years. It will happen. I know it will happen, because it happens to every artist, but I always try to keep fresh. I do like a mental work actually to try and keep something things fresh in my mind,
Yeah.
both in my work and in my life, in my family. Like every time I see my child, for example, I remember not having her, and it
Mm.
brings an immense like a huge a burst of love every time I see my child, and I remember days or years in which I didn't have her.
Hmm.
So the same thing I try to do every time I work and every time I interact with people. So I remember when I started working, and I remember when I had the dream of becoming a professional artist, and I remember how far it seemed at the moment. So I always try to keep that super fresh in my mind. I have like a little box in my mind that I go to from time to time, and I remember that. So every time I interact with people, it feels amazing. It feels fantastic. On the other hand, whenever I receive, um, I wouldn't even call it praise. Whenever I receive, I don't know, validation, respect from artists, from my colleagues, especially from colleagues that I admire for so many years, that's just mind blowing. That's like it's like I don't know. You feel like you it's a constant the constant feeling of achieving dreams and achieving goals. So yeah, for example, when I received the notification that Olivier was following me. That was like I don't know, man. That's graduation right there.
Yeah.
That's like I don't know. It's insane. It's insane. It's
That's a pretty good day at the office, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
he had his own
Yeah,
run, right? Like he had his
Oh,
own
yeah.
run on Thor
yeah,
with Fraction,
yeah.
and so like there you are, like in that legacy number of and with
I mean,
your coaches you
every
look up to
time,
doing what they did.
every time I want to be depressed about my work, I go and see Olivier's work on Thor. Every time I feel like, hey, I'm doing something good here, I go and see Olivier Kuiper's Thor, and I just that brings me back to Earth, and I don't know,
You're like, damn it, he's too good.
to the basement of
Well, and
shame and despair.
I think it's just so cool. And yes, listeners, I promise we'll get into this issue. I promise. But it's just cool that someone who has literally done this book and someone you look up to is someone that has acknowledged like your work and is watching what you're creating. I just think that's such a cool thing of like us, obviously as fans, like, we look at your work and we're like, gee, that sure is an awesome superhero comic you drew there. I could never do that. But Olivier Coipel's like, I can do that. I did do that. And yes, I'm like acknowledging that. So I just thought that was such a cool moment. And I love that you shared the screenshot with us. And it was like, oh, I think we found what Martin fanboys over.
Yeah,
This is great.
I mean,
Yeah.
those moments, like, and I have some others that I can't disclose because there were like personal uh, conversations I had
Yeah.
with editors, but I've received some praise from creators inside Marvel,
Awesome.
and it's I don't know, man. It's so rewarding. It's
Yeah.
amazing because I don't know. And it doesn't, at least for me, it doesn't go to the ego part. I don't give a fuck about my
Yeah.
ego, actually. It goes like I don't know. It's so, it feels so warm, and it gives you. Sometimes you are tired. Sometimes you've been working for so many hours, and you feel like, oh man, I need to. I need to take a rest. I need to. I'm tired. I've been drawing for so long, and then you receive like super nice words that those people don't have to do that.
Right,
You know,
right.
they don't stand to gain anything from you. They don't. They just felt like saying something nice to you, and it's so honest, and so, so warm, so honest, so it's I have no words. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it. It's a wonderful feeling. A
I
wonderful
did, and yeah, I just wanted to hit on that real quick, because I think it is a worthy part of this conversation, that acknowledgement from colleagues, like you were saying. But we will get into the issue proper here, everybody. And let's just talk real briefly about this Alex Ross cover. We talked about Martin's variants cover, which you should all go check out. There's several these variant covers out there. There's actually a really cool old school George Perez variant cover that got released, and I was not able to find it at my shop, but George passed away last year, or I believe it was last year, earlier this year, and is an absolute legend, a legendary comic book creator. So you can pick up a lot of different variant covers for this, but our standard cover that comes with our A cover is an Alex Ross cover that was previewed in that leaked release. And I just kind of wanted to Will and Faz, like, give your reactions to this cover, holding it in your hands, and then we've heard from Martin saying like this was kind of like Alex's thing. He brought the design element to the book. But Will and Faz, what are our thoughts on this first cover?
No,
You're both so chill. Well, they were both like
pointing at each other and saying, "You go, no, you go, no, you." No, I love the cover. I like the element that lightning's a big part of, or the storm is a big part of the story. So you can that the shine and the reflection of electricity is happening on the cover. But then you have the hammer, and the way it's written, the Immortal Thor is written on the hammer as it's coming to you in like this 3D image coming out of the page towards your face. So like duck, because the hammer's coming right for you. So that's what stands out for me. I love that aspect of this new kind of the way you even write, the Immortal Thor at the top. So yeah, of course, Alex Ross's art is perfect. It's great. It's beautiful. But man, just here's a new title for a regular ongoing series, and it's just coming right at you. So that's what sticks out for me.
I believe this is an allusion to one of the logos they used in the 90s for a hot minute. Like post Simonson, they used a kind of like a funky maybe it was before him, but a version of this has been used before. It was kind of weird to see it come back, because I was like, oh, I wasn't used to this. Faz, what do you think of this cover, man?
Just to echo what you guys said, like when Alex Ross does covers, like it's timeless, it's classic, and you can tell that it's going to be something special. So seeing him do it, like it blows my mind that we went from like Thor is now, hearing people talk about this run, and after listening to the issue, people are saying this one is their most excited Marvel comic. They are most looking forward to seeing what they do. And seeing Alex Ross on the cover, seeing Al Ewing writing, seeing Martin Coccolo drawing, all those things together, people are just so fired up. And this cover, I think, is the perfect way to get there, to really show people like this is special. It has the makings to be an iconic run. It's something that you just know that it's more than just a regular comic series, if that makes sense. It's truly Marvel's throwing so much at it. They have an all-star team, and they're like, this is going to be special. And that's what this cover shows.
I love it.
Yeah,
love
I
it.
mean, and it's like the boundaries of the cover can barely hold Thor. So it's like I mean, he couldn't be bigger and stronger in that cover. It's like he's coming out of the cover. So yeah,
Yeah. Yep.
I believe he Alex like went for it, like absolutely.
And this cover does kind of allude to the antagonist that we see in the pages within. So I'm going to give you guys a bird's eye view, a 30,000-foot view, kind of breeze by of the issue and a few of its major themes. And then the guys are going to kind of we're going to bat the ball back and forth and just dig into some of our favorite parts. But we start this run like a lot of Thor stories start. We're going to beat the shit out of some frost giants just to remind you that Thor is a god and Thor is not to be trifled with. Like, he tries to handle this the diplomatic way. The Warriors 3 and Hildegard are there, and they're just like, oh, these frost giants are up to no good again. Thor's like, okay, guys, go away. Like, and he's actually talking to the snowstorm. I loved that part. He's like, I wasn't talking to you. Like, when he's talking
I'm
to Frost
so disappointed in you, friend. And the frost
Yes.
giants are like, what do you mean, man? And they're like, no, not you. Fuck off. I'm talking to the snow right now.
most of them run, but Skrymir, who is the Wizard of Jotunheim, he decides to bow up to Thor. Well, that doesn't really go well for him.
Bad decision.
We were talking about this issue the day that I got a root canal done, by the way, everybody. So the four of us are talking in our little group text, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Martin just gave Skrymir his own different kind of a root canal. Because he defeats him pretty easily. Loki shows up, and we get some banter back and forth, talking about stories and the nature of stories, and then magic and the nature of magic, which I'm sure I will really picked up on this theme when we were talking about it just amongst ourselves. But wouldn't you know, everybody, the Bifrost Bridge is back. Hooray. We get to see that Martin destroyed the Rainbow Bridge, and then
exactly. I get to destroy it and I get to build it back. So
in the editor's note of this episode, he's like, see Banner of War, what, issue 3 or something like that. So really, we're what is happening in the first half of this issue, in my opinion, is we're resetting Asgard the way that Al wants it. We're to tell his Thor story. Al is resetting the world a little bit, kind of cleaning up a few of the narrative messes that were left over. And we talked to Torrin about this when we reviewed the last issue of the last Thor story, that we had to kind of just make do with what we had at the end, and we had to tie not all the loose ends up, but we had to tie up some of the more forefront ends up. So Al is continuing to do this. We're tying up some loose ends. Thor has an amazing conversation with Sif, where Sif is like, to paraphrase, you look happy now. He's like, well, yeah, I'm like, he says this. I'll just read it straight from the issue, where he says, once again, you show your immortal wisdom more than any All-Father. So moot it be. Let the God of Thunder ride the Rainbow Bridge once more. He swings off with kind of a grin on his face, and we're in Midgard then. He's flying around New York. We see the great cosplay reference in there, where Faz shows up in a comic, and then we see Thor going around New York City. Some of the events of the Hellfire Gala are sprinkled in here because he's helping out the mutants that are living in New York City. And then Martin goes a little crazy here. So Thor goes out to Ellis Island, and he is just hanging out with Lady Liberty, talking about kind of just doing one of those moments.
He's doing some superhero shit, is what he's doing. He's surveying the city and looking at the world. Yeah.
And then we see the most thought bubbles that I've seen in a Marvel comic in a long time.
Yeah,
he's
everybody's talking about the thought bubbles. Yeah.
I was thinking, what the hell? So this little bit of dialogue happens because, again, Thor is trying to command the storm, but the storm is not cooperating. So he says, under that bend universe to tell me the All-Father would know. Ho, my servant, heed thy Lord's words. This weather is fit for thunder gods, too much for the mortals in my care. So he's like, he's afraid that the people of New York are going to get fried. And so then we get this. The master of storms orders thee, be gone from here, and let there be clear skies again. Then we get our narrator says, but Thor had made an error. And then Martin destroys the Statue of Liberty with a crack of lightning. When I flipped that page, Martin, I audibly out loud said, holy fucking shit. Because I literally didn't see that coming. I thought if anything, Thor was going to get electrocuted and it wouldn't go well. Nope, we're just destroying like one of the pinnacle monuments of New York City. And so then we kind of see Thor react to this giant storm deity in the sky who's towering over New York City. And we get, what I loved about this was we get multiple 2-page spreads in here. So that we see that the antagonist, reveal himself, and he's got a giant wheel with him, and he's got a giant thunderbolt with him. So lots of stuff is happening, and he reveals his name to be, my name is Tyrannos, the Utgard Thor. And then we're left with Thor kind of reeling. A plane gets destroyed. Thor gets thrown through a plane. It like so much happens in these last few pages that like we're going back and forth, lightning for lightning, between these two deities. But there's something about this deity that is different. Thor can't just command the lightning. This other deity is also commanding the lightning. So that happens there. We're left on quite a cliffhanger. We ramped up the epicness like just crazy at the end, and then we get a little bit of an epilogue where we see, I believe it is Gaia. It's Gaia we know is Thor's actual mother. Gaia is talking to a shadowy figure, and that's where we're kind of left off with this. We get a little bit of a one-pager previewing the Gods Jonathan Hickman series, but guys, so literally so much happens, and I cannot wait to dig into this. But Will, do you want to kind of pick on a part, and we can throw the ball back and forth between each other?
Yeah. In terms of like the flow of what you're trying to do. If this is somebody's first comic they ever pick up, they see a #1, Immortal Thor. Oh, cool! I'm going to pick up a new comic, and I'm just going to start getting the comic books. Like it shares who Thor is throughout the whole book. So you have the Asgardian lore. He goes to his favorite place, Midgard. He comes around with the common people of Earth, and then you have this. I think, is this a brand new character? First time ever in Thor comics, Tyrannos? Is this like a brand new character?
I believe so, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think.
I'm not an expert, but I believe that. Yeah, I believe that this is.
I think he's like technically a slight revamp of that one character that they make comment to, that like there was a pretender before, but wildly different than this Tyrannos that we've gotten.
Yeah. So I don't know the lore as much as if this is a name that I'm supposed to know, then I'm like, oh gosh, he's back. Or if it's like this is a brand new character that's connected to Thor from this sort of thing.
I don't think you need to. Yeah, I don't think he's meant to be remembered as much as he's meant to be like known for the first time. But I don't.
And I love that. Sure. I love new characters. I love new villains. Like the fact that as a collector of comics, like not only is this #1, new creative team, foil cover, whatever, but also later on down the road, when 10 years from now, when this guy shows up in a movie, we're like, hey, I have that issue, and it's like, there he is. So it's kind of cool that, it could be up on behind a glass wall in a comic book going, first appearance of Tyrannos, and I think that's a lot of fun. So you have like who Thor is and has been for many, many, many years. We talk about the legacy of Thor, but then you have a new story arc, new villain that's amped up and ramped up. And so you have a couple double spread pages in here that
Yeah.
just brought joy to my life. Like the one where he's coming to Midgard and he's flying like Superman through the air with the hammer and he's going through. I was like, that full spread. And you talked about the lightning hitting the Statue of Liberty across the city. And even just the water. I mean, if you just look at that page, look at the art of the water cresting and a storm brewing, is just gorgeous. And then you have a couple full page spreads of this new villain that's gonna literally hammering down on Thor.
I wanted to make a callback too, because not the same thing happens, but the Immortal Hulk has a similar structure. There is at a certain point of the story, there are like three continuous spread, like double page spreads, and the character is coming closer and closer to the camera in each spread. So that was actually the idea behind this one too. So to keep the style, the harmony, and just make that connection, because just not to lose the for the name Immortal Thor and Immortal something, to just keep it within a certain style and not just call it like that and then forget about it. It has to mean something. So yeah, that's why Al is doing that.
Nice homage to a previous book that it's alluding to that, Allison. That's good. Yeah, gorgeous book, great story, and man, you packed it in with, yes, extra thick, like you said, it's extra pages, double the size of any other comic you would buy on a normal Wednesday or during the week, and there it is. All right, Faz, what jumped out for you in this issue?
So I'm going to start from the beginning and kind of work my way over and see if the conversation continues. My first thought was just that first return of Thor, Martin, when Hildegard looks up and says, why should we be afraid? The king is here. It's like the most quintessential Thor I've ever seen in my life. Like he's got the spinny hammer, he's got a smile, he's beardless. Just he looks like he's happy to be here. And like, don't get me wrong, I have loved the last 20 years of Thor comics, but he has been a brooding and sad guy. He's had a rough go of it. He's not really liking being Thor. And this one, you look at that and you go, okay, things are tough, but he's going to be enjoying himself while he's here.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know if it was with you guys or I don't remember exactly the podcast, but people were asking me about how do I approach a project style wise. Like, you don't draw every project the same way. So, for example, when I draw Banner of War, like Thor was much like dirtier and more worn, and he was more tired, and he had the stubble and all that. So Al wanted like a clean slate. He wanted him to be like clean shaven and bright and happy and smiley. So I had to tone down I like to draw in a dirtier way to say it in one way. I like to be the lines like more broken, and the characters to look like with more hair on their faces, and more lines and stuff that I don't know. I don't like to draw in a super clean way. That's not the way I work. That's not the style I like. But this demanded something closer to that. It's not like I have to change that much, but I had to put myself on a different mindset and try enjoy the fantasy and the splendor of this new story, and the the homage to a simpler and cleaner era, without making it, like too like bland or
Yeah.
even childish. I mean, it's not supposed to be childish. It's just supposed to be a little cleaner,
It's
and a
fresh,
little
like you
more,
said. Yeah.
yeah, and just make it a little more like welcoming for new people, and for people that know Thor that have known Thor for many years, to just be reminded of that simpler era. So yeah, that's basically the style we're looking for here. But there come pages on which I actually have the opportunity to go like ultra dark. So if I have to, if I'm presented with that opportunity, I go for it, and
Oh, you're gonna dirty
I
him up
go
for sure.
as dark and as broken as I can. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fun balance basically.
And
Yeah, because Utgard, like the Utgard Thor, and that realm is very
Yeah,
dark, very dirty, very
that's
like
actually that's really
dystopia.
that was actually that was a challenge for me, because Al in the script, like he wants it ultra dark, like pretty much not being able to see anything. So
Wow.
when those descriptions, when you work as someone who so my work is showing stuff. So when a writer asks you to basically not show anything, just show some lines, some silver, like silver linings here and there, and just very little. You have to refrain yourself, to be you have to go into a different mindset, as I said, and just try to go for the style that the writer is looking for. And if all goes well, the pages come up looking nice, and I think they look really nice. I think
Oh,
I was super happy, especially with the very first page. I loved it. I loved it. It's super dark. There are only like some details here and there, but the Utgard realm, I love doing it. I love revisiting it every time I have the opportunity, because it's a challenge, but it's a really fun challenge to do.
Quick question. So is Utgard like a new realm? Is this a realm that like has been around? Is this known? It's like I look at the realms of
did
Norse
you read the
mythology.
entry, Will? It says there are 10 realms, and this isn't a realm as we count realms, and these aren't gods as we count gods. Come on,
Yeah.
William.
No, I got to pay attention
I,
to the text, and that's one thing I
I can.
do like about like the narration is coming from like these sacred texts. But like, yeah, again, like I asked that question because I'm like, man, I'm amazed that like we have a new issue. We have like classic old Thor and stuff we've seen before, like smashing ice trolls and riding rainbow bridges to Midgard, but yet there's a new thing happening with like a new realm, with a new villain, with a
And re-
new
uh,
these underground gods that are coming, being unearthed, and you're like, oh man, here we go.
I can't give any specific details, but I'm enjoying. There are some esoteric stuff. Like Al is really good at that. He's really
Yeah.
good at some pretty unique atmospheres, and I'm loving working on that. So yeah, expect things that are outside the regular stuff. It's all
Yeah.
familiar. It's not like, I mean, it's not that out there like an acid trip, but there are like very interesting stuff coming about those realms and stuff. So yeah, it's awesome.
And one of the big things that you'll note, listeners, when you read this issue is just Al's style of writing this Shakespearean Asgardian epic, and it's the way that Ryan described it to me and to Will was it's verbose, it's Shakespearean, but it's still easy to follow. And the way that
Yeah.
he balances those two things, it goes from like Thor speaks as he did at the beginning. This is a very, very, very back to classic Thor speaking, but it's not in such a way that you need to read it 8 times to know what's going on. Like you read it once and you know exactly what's been said, and it's so clear while being verbose, it's concise, and he just packs
Unless you're
so
Will and you
much.
ask questions that you should already know the answer to.
Oh no, Will, you're good. And that's just something that like knowing that it's going to be written like this and that Al has plans for 50 plus issues already, it's going to be a joy every week,
Well,
every
that's what
month.
we've been talking about too with the Walt Simonson run, like going back to reading that is so Shakespearean. You know,
Mhm.
Nathan Gilmour lifts up all the time these allusions to Shakespeare. And in the latest recording we did, he's like, I want to talk to Walt and talk Shakespeare with him. You know, so he knows the Norse mythology, but also the Shakespearean epic, but also it's still comics, it's still Marvel, it's still fun, it's superheroes, and
Yeah.
yet there's a layered text there of almost like a sacred text that is governing and guiding this the way direction it should be going.
And
Yeah.
one thing about the writing too, the way that Al and the way that you were able to draw it, Martine, there were things that you could tell that Al didn't want to be in his Thor story. Like he doesn't want Loki to be the king slash ruler of Jotunheim anymore. So
Right.
Loki, no, I decided it wasn't for me. It's gone.
Yeah.
He wanted the Rainbow Bridge back, so the Rainbow Bridge is back. He wants Thor has 2 eyes, not one. So there's going to be one incredible shot when he's calling the lightning, and his eye is kind of covered by the lightning. But that's just an homage to what was there before, right? This is just the reset was done so tactfully, where all the important stuff that Al wants is there, and all the stuff that needs to be removed is done either very quickly in a fun way while paying respect to it, not just hand waving it away. Oh, it was never there. Just ruling Jotunheim didn't work out. Frost giants, you know how they are. They're an unruly bunch. I'm a ruly kind of person, so I'm just gonna go on my own way, and I want to govern myself. I want them to govern themselves. It's just a great way to reset. And the time in the middle, Martine, when you got to really explore Thor enjoying Midgard. That was another
Yeah.
kind of soft retcon that I loved because as he's flying there, it talks about how Asgard understands. Asgard knows that Thor is a son of Odin, but also a son of Gaia, and how those are equally important to him.
Yeah.
Many, many issues have talked about the frustrations of Thor, what are you doing spending so much time on Earth when we know that your duty is in Asgard? And Al is basically like, fuck that. They need to understand it's been 70 years of comics. People understand that Thor is in 2 places and his people need to support that. And you got to draw some incredible scenes of him taking photos with fans like me,
Yeah.
so kind to include a reference to cosplayers and
I
to
The
specifically
one-armed child, the one-armed child, Faz, the one-armed
the
child.
one-armed
That's
child.
and to have him playing chess in the street, and to have him helping those in need, even if they're kind of below his level of power. The second they need help, he's there. It's just that one of the complaints that we get about superhero movies these days is that we don't see enough regular saving going on in regular
Yeah.
living life.
Yeah.
And you got to spend a number
They,
of
they usually
pages.
they usually show you like in the first, I don't know, 10 minutes to establish a character. They usually show the character doing super heroic stuff, and then the story comes, and that just goes out the window because you actually have to focus on the story. So it was cool that Al decided to put that in the middle, like not at the beginning and then just forget about it and go on with the story. So yeah, I mean, as you say, he's going like step by step, building what he wants, the story he wants to tell, and the character he wants to tell, and how he sees it, because and it actually it ends with a letter from Al, like talking about his experience with the character. So yeah, that's basically him talking about to the writer about what he wants, about what he likes. So yeah.
And that letter, like, the two main takeaway points. Number one, Thor is a god, and we need to see him be a god. He needs to shake mountains. He needs to fight things that no other superhero can even consider. And number two, I like him best when he smiles.
Mm.
Those two things, if those are the, like Al Ewing, when talking about this, he said if Immortal Hulk is the Old Testament, Immortal Thor is the New Testament. And you can feel that this is going to be the good news, right? Like he's gonna face things that he's never faced before, because Al is going to take what Thor's used to and dial it up to 15, not even 11, and you're going to get to draw some insane shit, Martin.
Yeah.
And he's going to do it with a smile on his face and with the confidence and bravado of the classic God of Thunder. And it's just, Al has made a number of promises and plans in that letter, and I have full confidence in the two of you to really show us some amazing and wild stuff as the issues go on.
I mean, so far, I can't complain. I recently, I'm starting issue 5 now, and it's been amazing. The journey I've had, it's been fantastic. I think fans are really going to love this run. I mean, as far as I said on an interview once that I get, even as I am the artist, I get to be surprised every time I read a bit. Like you guys were talking about the minute you turn the page and see the explosion of the Statue of Liberty. So when I turn the virtual page that was the word script, I was like, what? like a double page spread of Ellis Island, like blowing, of the statue blowing up. So every time I get a new script from Al, I start reading it in a like with a huge grin on my face, and I'm like, this is crazy. I'm going to love drawing this. I don't know how I'm going to draw this. I have no fucking idea what I'm going to do on this page, but this page is going to be awesome. So it's like that. It's surprises like all the way. So yeah. It's great. I think fans are going to. He has a really tall order. I mean, he's considered like basically like a new classic writer. I mean, he's that important. So whenever he says like, I'm going to do this, and you know, I'm going to, this is a bet I have with myself, and I'm going to make it, I don't know if better, but I'm going to elevate everything that people loved about Immortal Hulk. It's like, man, that's you have balls. You have balls to say that.
When Al Ewing is hyping himself up, that's a terrifying time for every other writer in the planet. If he goes, this is going to be special coming from me. It's going to be special for me to do this. Like, wow.
Wow.
I'm just happy to hear that like you're on issue 5. So it's like I'm doing my math in my head, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to be reading Thor and drooling over the art that Martin's done at least to January. Like that's into 2024. I'm going to have this in front of me. I'm like, this is
definitely
a good long run. I love this style of storytelling, this serialized storytelling with comics. It's one of my favorite ways of consuming stories and adventures, and the fact that you're on it is super fun. So yeah, we got months and months ahead.
I mean, if all goes, you never know what's going to happen with you, with your health or whatever. But if all goes well, I'm in for the long haul. So,
getting 50 plus, feeling good about it.
I don't know if 50, but I don't know if I'll make it alive to 50 issues, but I'll do my best.
That's only 4-ish years. Come on now. Now,
not much, right?
Before we go fully into the general stuff, listeners, we should probably talk about how this episode of Immortal Thor lands the plane. our overarching villain is revealed. Mr. William, what do you think about this conversation between Gaia and our mystery villain? And perhaps you can talk a little about who this person is.
Yeah, yeah. If there's an Utgard Thor, then guess what? There's going to be a Loki out there who's ready to be the mischievous villain behind it all. And so we have, again, it's a version of Loki from this dark realm that's not even on the books of how many realms there are in Norse mythology. But again, like, as you know, you can look at Tyrannos as being very similar to like Odin or Thor, with the way he is in terms of his hair, his beard, his lightning. But this version, yeah, there's horns. But man, the way that it's drawn, it's not like a Loki we've ever seen before. So you're like, okay, this isn't just like a smaller, you know, version of, or at the beginning of this book, where it's a very kind of smaller than Thor, uh, feminine Loki who is, you know, brushes away in the distance and just gets out of the way and let Thor do his thing in Midgard. Now this one's like looming, looking almost through a crystal ball in the palm of this evil clawed-like hand. So
And
yeah,
the
this design
horns
is this
too.
design. Yeah, like it again, coming out of the page like the cover, like it doesn't even, it's coming out you like the Alec Frost cover, that it's like that page can't even contain this character. So Martin, like, is this a concept you came up with, or that Al
No,
described, or you guys
no,
teamed up and said, what should this Loki look like?
no, that was Alex too. Yeah.
Oh, Alex
Okay.
picked Utgard
Yeah,
Loki.
that
Okay.
that design belongs to him. I'm just reproducing it as I have it. I don't add or subtract anything. That's just the way he drew it. Yeah.
It looks to me
Nice.
like Loki's classic horns. If you were to take an entire character built of that instead of just wearing it as a helmet, that's what you get. Like
Yeah.
that's the, and just
But
a quote from the book, like if
but
Thor can be
but
tested
but
by
but
Loki,
rougher. He's
rougher,
like
yeah,
he's like a rougher, like a more primitive look
yeah.
of, yeah.
Like I think the book describes if the gods play a shadow play with the humans, who plays a shadow play with the gods, and if Loki is a
Yeah.
reflection of the true, to use an idea from the comics, the ones above in shadow, right? Like if Loki is a reflection of that, this is kind of the who Loki is being, like Loki's a player in this Loki's play.
Yeah.
If Thor can be tested by Loki, then the Utgard Loki will destroy him utterly, to quote Al Ewing. It's
Mhm.
just we're stepping it up.
Mhm.
If gods are a problem for Thor, and again to quote from the book, if mortals are to gods what gods are to these next people, we're in for something insane over the course of however
Yeah.
many issues Al and Martine decide
Yeah.
to grace us with.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, again, it's hard for me to talk about this
Of course.
stuff because I keep thinking about what I can and cannot discuss. Yeah,
Right.
but yeah, as I said, expect some quite some pretty interesting esoteric thoughts and about all these characters and the history of the characters and stuff, but I can't speak
Yeah.
much
Yeah, no,
Well, we
about
made
that.
it a
please, yeah,
point.
please.
Yeah, we made it a point this episode to not
Please don't
ask
spoil. Yeah,
those
yeah.
those
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't spoil here. There's no bait
you
and
guys
switch.
your thoughts and reflections, I can't, I have to
Yeah, please don't weigh in,
to be,
Martin. We would
yeah.
much rather be surprised. We don't want our listeners to get so
Yeah.
many secret scoops. Yeah, this is just Will and I rambling about the craziness that we're gonna see. Yeah. Any page you've shown us in preview, when they come out, those beautiful, not yet colorized ones that you can share on your Instagram. Every time we see it, we think to ourselves, like, holy motherfucking shit. How did they land Martin Coccolo to run this book? And Al tells him what to draw, and he just smashes it every time, and we just
I
we
try
can't
to.
wait
I
to see
try.
what's next. Yeah.
I try to. Yeah. I mean, and now there's one thing that I really like about Al, that all writers, all comic writers should have, but some don't, or some forget it from time to time. The if you're a writer, the clearer image you have of the page in your mind, the better will translate to the art. Some writers write pages like they are prose, but you can't write a comic page as prose, because it might sound or read well on the page when you're writing it, but when you have to draw the page, you run into issues. So Al has the ability, has the capacity to actually think about the pages. He has a clear idea of what he wants, sometimes down to the paneling. So when he does his descriptions, they are extremely easy for me to understand what he wants, and I just add, and I make it as powerful or as pretty as I can, depending on the story. But it is extremely helpful to have that coming from Al. If a writer just says, like writes stuff, and then you have to figure it out because the idea wasn't clear from the start, that's a lot of work, and that's a lot of the things just don't click in the same way. Things just there is a lot more effort, and a lot more, you have to grind more
Probably a lot of back
to
and forth too, eh? Where like they'll be like, "Oh no, that's not quite what I meant," and then you have to figure it out. And
we have it. By that time, I believe that Al is quite happy with me, and
yeah,
what I've done. He goes back and forth with the editors about what he wants in the story, and then they send me the script. And usually in the script there are some specific like notes saying, "Hey, Martin, maybe we should try this or that on this page, whatever." Um, but everything is like super clear on the script. It's really clear, and all the he's a gentleman, and he sends you all his references, everything, like everything, the way he wants to, or the way he expects to see stuff in the page, without being like too bossy or anything. It's not like he's insane, and he will send you like descriptions, like 10-page descriptions for every panel. It's not like that at all. But when something is important to him, and he has like a specific idea that he wants to make it come across as clear as possible, he will make it that way, and you will get it immediately. So it's really easy to read Al's scripts, and it's really easy to just get down to work. I get them, I read them, I draw layouts, and usually, like if I send like 10 layouts, the 10 will be approved in like in an hour. They will
wow,
be approved, or maybe they're like, for one of those layouts they might say, "Hey, maybe this panel we should do this or that different," but that's it. It's the process is super smooth. It's like
yeah,
we it's like we all know what we don't we I think the best part is like we are all in the same boat, and I think we all get it. We all get what we want for the project, and things just work out. They work out great, actually. So it's smooth. It's smooth sailing all the way. Hey Ryan.
Yeah, I think so yeah. So
So
we
Martin, you can confirm that Al Ewing is not insane. Is what I'm.
That's right.
I mean, maybe he is, but he's
Insane genius.
Yeah, exactly.
So the
Yeah,
process, just to be clear, like, so Al writes the script and then sends it to the editors, and then the editors send you the scripts once they're kind of approved.
Yeah.
Or they give him permission to go ahead and send it. So that's kind of sends the editors send it to you. You send the layouts. They look at them and say, "Yeah, green light, go for it." That kind of silly line processing is pretty neat.
They discuss the important stuff and where the story is going and the characters that will appear exactly, etc. They discuss them themselves, Al
Right.
with the editors. When that's decided, they send me the script, and I do the layout, and I send the layouts to everybody. I'll include it.
Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah.
it's not like we can share everything we think,
Right.
or everything we want. We can share it in group, but
The conversation.
the initial discussions are had between Al and the editor.
Nice. Yeah. So much fun. So much fun. So yeah, Ryan's back. Ryan went
Hey, Ryan.
to
Was my
the dark
absence
realms for a
mentioned?
while and then came back. We didn't
Yeah,
even mention it that he was gone, but now he's back, and we
Listeners, a
were
little
about
bit of
to wrap up
inside
and do the
baseball
plugs.
for you. Yeah, Ryan full on
Yeah,
ditched us for like 30 minutes there.
Yeah.
And he had family things, but we're so like Martin has been so generous with his time and with the kind of inside baseball of how the sausage gets made for us that Will and I kept him here the whole time, and now Ryan's back.
Ryan went and
I hope it was
traveled around the
better
world
in
and
my
came back.
absence.
That's right. That's right. So Ryan, land this plane.
The problem is that people won't see me blink twice to
Well, we need to let Martin get back.
I've been blinking the whole time, but nobody's coming to rescue. So yeah, I just kept going.
The sign language for help me. Yeah, got it.
We're gonna pay the ransom and we're gonna get Martin out of here. But Martin, just one last thing. Any other stuff you want to plug, or any other like Stormbreaker related like covers you're doing? Anything people can keep an eye out for? This is going to be coming out pretty immediately after we're recording.
No, I mean, not really, because the Stormbreaker stuff come out every month, so
Yeah.
People read it already. So yeah, just there's always an exciting variant coming every month. We're approaching Halloween, so
yeah,
the Halloween covers came out like yesterday or something like that.
So good.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really exciting because I love what I'm doing. I love like my regular job, but every once in a while it's fun to just to break the routine and do something like I don't know, 1 month I draw Wolverine on something, and then the other month I draw, so that keeps it fresh too. Every once in a while you want to just draw a different character because they are all like cool and fun, and yeah, those are great. Those are great.
So if you can find listeners, if you can find a Martin Coccolo Stormbreakers cover, you need to pick that up. Those are really, really fun covers. The Wolverine kind of like zombie like horror cover that's coming out soon is going to be great. And if you want to see some of these things, the original art pages, you can go follow Martin on his Instagram at Martin Coccolo. And Martin, do you have any other social media that we can plug for you?
And X.
An X.
An X. Give him the X. I don't know what the fuck is that in Twitter. And yeah, I have Instagram and Twitter, basically.
Okay. So be looking for those. Everybody go follow Martin there. And he throws up a lot of original art, and occasionally, you know, we get a little glimpse into like maybe are the baking photos going to come back anytime soon,
Yeah.
Martin, or just don't have time for it now?
The baking goes on every day, basically,
Okay.
every week. In fact, I am actually, and this is a true story. I'll be finishing this podcast, and I'm going downstairs to bake, like right now.
And we know
true story. So yeah, I bake every weekend. I like to have my family fed with made bread. So yeah, that's all. Every once in a while. I don't want to you know to bore people with I mean they follow me for my art, so it's I don't like to drag them through my hobbies, but every once in a while it's fun to show a different aspect of my life and what I do.
The hobbies make the man.
Yeah.
The hobbies make the man.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I would love if someone
at
like
least, or the hobbies like pick the man up and just
Right.
give them some life after
we
an
wanna-
insane.
We want to get you back to those hobbies as soon as possible, but I do want like someone like to follow you on Instagram. Like, okay, we're gonna see some cool Thor art, maybe a variant cover. What the fuck is this? Like,
No.
Instead,
It's gonna be like, look at that bread. Oh my god.
look at that bread. And someday, Martin, like you're gonna get to draw.
Or we could do a
loaf
variant
of bread,
cover of
like
Thor. I want a variant cover of Thor baking a big loaf of bread. And
Look,
I
Yeah.
there's an
know it's
entire
wrong.
Alligator Loki
that-
Infinity comic about Thor and Loki baking bread, so 100%
Yeah.
that can happen.
Oh yeah, I saw it. I saw that. Yeah.
So,
that would be great. Yeah, but I can assure you guys that if you're with me in the room and I give you one of my books and one of my breads, I can assure you you are all going to pick up the bread, not the comics. So do with that what you will, basically.
that is officially my dream, is that someday the four of us are in the same room
I
eating
would
bread
love
that
to.
you have
I'd
baked,
love to.
reading comics you have drawn. That is gotta happen.
Amen.
I'm starting to. I recently went to the Netherlands. I'm going to Chile.
Yes, you did.
I'm going to Chile at the end of September, and I want to start traveling more and going to conventions. So soon, I
Please.
promise. Soon we will be together. I mean, I'm not saying that there's nothing.
Nothing to
Nothing
announce.
scheduled. Yeah.
No. Nothing scheduled. But soon we will be together in a room.
I'm going to start bothering the Fan Expo Canada request section to get you to Toronto as soon as possible, Martin. I'm going to daily emails
Go for
coming
it.
in.
Go for it.
Fine, we'll let him come to Toronto. Just stop emailing us.
Just leave us alone,
Yeah.
please.
Oh my gosh, Martin, you're just the coolest dude. So we're gonna give you back to your lovely family, who are fantastic. I love that your wife follows our show account. That it brings me so much joy. And she occasionally likes our stuff, and that's when we know, like, you know, it's cool when an artist follows your account. What if their spouse follows your account? Then you know you're truly cool. But everybody, go follow Martin on his social media. You can go follow us at Mighty Thor Podcast. If you want a little bit more, or maybe you haven't gotten enough fill of this conversation, if you want our pregame conversation, join our Thor Core. You'll get that the morning that this episode comes up. The pregame will already be up on our Patreon. You get to check that out. And later on this week on our Patreon, we are going to be doing reviews, a little kind of capsule review of Realm of X #1 and the latest issue of Loki, the other Thor-related, Thor-adjacent books. Obviously, Realm of X, written by the amazing Torn Grunbeck, and Loki issue 3. You know, Herman Peralta is on art. He is a stud, and Dan Waters is killing it with the writing. I just read a Dan Waters image book called Homesick Pilots, and it was incredible. Caspar Wingard is on art, and he is like my new obsession in comic book art. So
there are so many amazing artists
yes.
out there. It's like I found I find a new one pretty much every day, and I'm like blown away. It's like, where is everybody? This is insane. This is insane. The sheer amount of talent that's out there, people that are more known, or people that are absolutely like you go to their socials and they have like, I don't know, like 300 followers, and I'm like, this is insane. This is insanely good. So yeah, it's amazing. It's a great time for comics, I believe.
Yes,
it's a huge everybody's incredibly talented. The bar is like
very
super high. So yeah, it's awesome.
And
The only problem is having the money and time to read everything.
right,
That's the main issue, basically.
Infinite pull list, man. Infinite pull list.
Yeah.
And everybody, just a little plug here at the end. If someone at Marvel would just figure out how to get Martin on a horror book, that'd be great. That's the drum I've been beating for a long time. But everybody, let's hop aboard the Rainbow Bridge, Martin's newly minted, reforged Rainbow Bridge, and let's hop out of here. And just remember, everybody, until we meet again, whatever you're doing, whatever you're up to, just remember to stay worthy.